I thought I hit the stream button, and I did not. Semifinals here. In Order of the Sleeping Dragon and Insomniacs. Um, we're partway through the draft. I thought I hit the stream, and I did not.
What a
Oops.
great start.
So, here we are between Insomniacs and Order of the Sleeping Dragon. So, Insomniacs a pretty good team fighting team, very aggressive. Whereas OSD, that can play a lot of strategies. They can definitely play quite a bit of macro, and we're kind of seeing that develop from both teams in their picks. We're seeing a very aggressive blow up E-type style already with the ETC Greymane Rhaegar coming out from Insomniacs, and we're seeing a very versatile kind of guess what we're gonna do with the Brightwing Vala side of Order of the Sleeping Dragon.
A Chromie band, that's really interesting actually.
It is. I like it because of the amount of control that a power slide into a sleep totem can give you. The fact that it's something that crab people, I believe, has been showing quite a bit.
Yeah, but on this map, I don't know, I feel like she loses a lot of her value, so it's interesting to see that they're so afraid of it to ban it.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes. Banning out Sonya, trying to get rid of that kind of top meta solo laner at the moment. Although, do they give up potential double global with a Dahaka here? Let's see.
Well, Dahaka holds his own pretty well in his solo lane as well, so I guess I don't know if they'll want to hold that till last pick though and judge their solo laner if they choose not to pick Greymane.
Yeah. But, again, apologies that the, got started a bit.
Way to go, we're supposed to be professionals here.
Yep. I'm just the king of technical difficulties in NGS. It's a throne I would love to relinquish, but no one else seems to be taking it. Two picks coming here. This will be big, because now they do have to reveal where they're going. There's the Mythale and a Nubarak. I like this combo. The Nubarak is good into the ETC as a way of... There's two ways to disrupt Mosh. But also, Mythale is countered hard by Brightwing and a Nubarak. And look what OSD already has.
That's exactly what I was going to say. With picking up that Anubarak, it takes a counter from them for sure.
Yeah, I like the order of this draft from OSD. I think it's a very well played draft so far. And it does give them a strong solo laner into really both Dahaka and Leoric, which are likely candidates here. We'll see what direction Somniacs wants to go here. Do they go into a double support, or do they try to solo support with the Rhaegar? Pretty risky to a Mythale, that touch of...
Well, yeah, and it's definitely hard for them to tell because with that last pick, they can either choose to go another tank, they can choose to go another healer. Right now, they're pretty squishy at the moment. So with that double damage pickup, it'll be interesting to see what they decide to last pick.
I love the Falstad pick, though, as a way to deal with the Mythale. You have the Mighty Gust, as well as Mythale should have trouble in the solo lane with the poke from Falstad. I also like the Li Ming to an extent, although it is a bit countered by a Nubarak. It also counters any Cocoon blow-up attempt. My one concern is, if Insomniacs doesn't win the early part of team fights, if there is a good disengage, or if there is, kind of a missed opportunity on a blow-up because maybe OSD goes into a double support and saves someone here.
Well, and I feel like that's why they picked up the Falstad so Greymane could be in that 3-man gank squad with them.
Yeah. And it is the Uther, so interesting. So, we do have the double support, single tank Anubarak, but two pretty strong supports that pair really well together. And
They definitely have to be careful, though, with that front line being the squishy backline that they are, even though they do have two supports.
Yeah, we'll kind of see how it goes. Jump into the map when we back. Alright, and are back here. Nexus Gaming Series. Game number 1 between Order of the Sleeping Dragon and Insomniacs. On the right, we have Insomniacs, our salesman. Gonna be on ETC. Crab People, once again playing the mage with the Li Ming. We're gonna have Wiener Heaven on Faustad, and Crazy Ivan, Beast stepping away on that Greymane, and Kaiser gonna be playing the Rhaegar. Or you want to go ahead and introduce Order of the Sleeping Dragon?
1. Let the battle begin.
Alright, here we go. Already, we're seeing teams kind of splitting to lanes. Corgi Booty and Wiener Heaven kind of poking each other back and forth a bit in the top. That should be an advantageous lane, though, for Faustad. Yeah, and I think they're just going to try to do a thing that OST likes to do, is just bully this bot lane out. You know, even if they commit this early in the game, three people to defend bot lane, which would be a lot for them to commit. It's something that the Vala and the Brightwing early game can still get value. What happens? We are seeing, though, the aggressive rotation from the Insomniacs. Just seeing if they can catch someone. Here comes the attempt onto Sheath. Sheath's going to be able to get away, though. Yeah. Not using it for wave clear, but I wave clear. I'm sorry, I'm just mocking excuse a player I played with in Hero League gave me about why they got picked off on a new Corgi Booty and Tungsten. Oh wow! 1 for 1. Lol. My goodness. But the aggressive rotation continues. Wall is now out, so gonna have to be a bit careful. I like Insomniac's aggression in these rotations. They've already gotten so much value into this mid lane, damaging the towers, but gonna get traded out OSD, getting value in the bot lane. The bot lane, a little bit more powerful on this map by a lot. The teams, though, just poking back and forth. It looks... Ooh, there's Silent Shoe getting poked in. Gonna be able to get away. Great save there by Kina. Well done, as it looks like a Nubrak... Shh, quiet, quiet. Don't say anything. There. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Gonna get onto the Faustad. Faustad barrel rolls out. Manages to survive. Yeah, I'll remind you that the correct pronunciation is, of course, Wiener Heaven, as Kina gets separated out by the ETC and going to go down, and that's a big win for Insomniacs, as they're going to secure this bot shrine. Both teams continue to trade out up in this top lane. Wiener Heaven use the tap. Looks like Corgi Booty about to do the same. Wiener Heaven currently channeling the point. A good job of it. But, yeah, they are. Now, Wiener Heaven, a little bit caught out here by Corgi Booty. Gonna trade out okay. Now, Faustad coming down, hoping to clear the mid lane so ETC can go and join this team fight. Doing some great garbage man play, if you've read the McIntyre article on Heroes Hearth. Ooh, Rhaegar just bugged through the wall. Oh no, that's a feels bad man. Blizz, please. Blizz, please. My goodness, that is... Is it a feature? Is it a bug? It's a fug, which is exactly what Rhaegar was saying as soon as he realized he was on the wrong side of the gate. Just... Yeah. And now, the Dragon Knight is blue. Our salesman in a bit of trouble, down to 100 health. As guitar solo, gonna be able to get away, but this could be a channel now. No, Li Ming's there. Gonna interrupt any channel for the time being. But it seems like OSD's okay with this. They're just going to keep pushing in this bottom and continue to try to get structure value even without the Dragonite. Just using 2 people to clear the middle without really contesting it. And I like the call this early in the game. Ooh, Kaiser, though. Little bit aggressive and turns around there. Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of that, but oh no, oh get you baited as Silent Shoe goes down. Crouching Tiger, hidden Greymane over the wall. Baited. As now we're seeing Mathael cap top, both teams just swapping out which shrine they're controlling, but this should be able to be are getting a pause from Corgi Booty. Didn't see anyone leave the game, but okay. We're having some comms issues, so while we're working that out, see what happens. Pretty action-packed game, though. So, already we're up to quite a few picks. Yeah, and it's worth noting here, so Mathael did go into that on a pale horse and the die alone talent, so this is something that McIntyre talked about in his article, where Mathael excels in that solo lane role. As a duelist, you know, we've already seen it pay dividends, where normally he should be losing to a Falstad, you know, with the old school, like, Black Harvest build, which of course has been nerfed quite a bit. But he's held his own and managed to really get good trades. Yeah, I mean, and honestly, I would love to just sit there and watch the solo lane if it weren't for, you know, really just good picks, kind of all over the place. I mean, you know, that was a fantastic debate by Kaiser, and just really good follow up there by Crazy Ivan. I'd expect nothing else because that guy's crazy. All right, just real quick, we're working out the details. We do have a comms issue.
Oh, we got that Division C strats. Someone had to take a piss.
Yep. All right. All right, we're going to jump back into the game here. Bottom lane, still where we're focusing for the time being. As now we are seeing ETC rotate down, trying to get pressure onto this fort. 4v2 for the moment, although here comes Vala. Right wing also going to Z in, so it's going to be 4v4 for the time being.
Oh, and Corgi Booty is kind of getting eaten alive in the top lane right now.
Taking quite a bit of poke there in. Thank you, by the way, Twitch chat, for pointing out audio balance issues. I have hopefully corrected it, but please let me know if they're still out of balance. Right now, both shrines controlled once again by OSD. OSD, though, looking like they want to get a pick. Crab People going to teleport out and does almost escape, but Crab People does go down from over the wall. And just as level 10s are picked up, Li Ming is lost. That is a missed opportunity by Insomniacs. And now the turn is on to Crazy Ivan. Crazy Ivan trying to get away, trying to retreat. There's the cleanse, but Crazy Ivan is going to go down as well. Ancestral did not come in for the save.
No, that's definitely what we were talking about with those Rhaegar heals, too. It's just hard to keep up.
Yeah, it can be. Even without the Mathael there was just so much burst. And now it looks like the chase is on the dunk stick, but that time barrel roll. Saving Dunkstick's lives as As we look at the level 10s, we do have the stage dive rather than the mosh pit. As the Dragonite picked up by Corgi Booty in the mid. We do have stage dive, disintegrate, curse bullet, ancestral, and gust. So pretty standard, other than, you know, the only not truly, like, Li Ming is in a bad spot down here. Down goes Crab People once again.
So he did choose to go teleport build, but he chose disintegrate apparently at level 10. That was interesting for sure.
Yeah, I think it's just to deal with the Anubarak Cocoon. But it's hard to deal with the Anubarak Cocoon when you're dead. And that's exactly where Crab People finds himself at the moment. But we do have the Tormented Souls. We do have Emerald Wind, Divine Shield, Cocoon, and Rain of Vengeance on the side of OSD, who, despite losing the race to 10, now have quite a decent experience advantage.
Yeah, definitely. They were down the level right as the Dragon Knight got picked up, but losing Crab People so early on that, they definitely lost out on being able to grab those picks before 10.
And now we'll see how Insomniacs, what they choose to do to try to maybe level the map advantage. They did lose their bottom fort as well as the mid wall, although top wall standing. Walla picks up the siege camp. Looks like Inner Heaven might be going to heaven at this rate. Nope, gonna barrel roll out. Gonna get away.
He's fine.
Yep, there was definitely a choice to try to go for the Faustad, but Inner Heaven's barrel rolls have been on point.
Definitely.
But still Insomniacs, they're just trying to look for some opportunity to just get a kill here with this damage, this burst potential from the Greymane Rhaegar. But now it looks like they're just going to push in their Siege Giants, try to get some value here on this bot fort.
Well, we did see ETC choose stage dive too, so as the game goes on, they'll definitely be setting up for those backline engages.
Yeah, and with the Echo Pedal, he definitely can solo lane as well, kind of be a global presence. And so it looks like they're comfortable leaving Czar Salesman in the bottom for that reason. Now, we do see Inevitable End being taken from Mathael. We're going for that Unstoppable, as now Udunkstick getting hit. Mighty Gus used to blow Corgi into the wall, but Wiener Heaven goes down. Divine Shield going to try to break out Mathael, but now there comes the whole team coming in. Then there's the Emerald Wind saving Private Mathael, as now it's just straight running away, and there's the Unstoppable from Inevitable End, saving Corgi Booty. My goodness.
Fantastic play right there.
I did not know that Mathael was voiced by Matt Damon, but that was an interesting set of events. That was a great kill and then a great escape. Well done, OSD. Still looking for the picks though. OSD wanting to keep this pressure advantage going. We are seeing Greymane heading down to the bot. They're just going to trade out shrines once again, while Faustad clears up the bottom bruiser camp that was put into lane. Anubarak, though, kind of splitting the members of Insomniacs, and now Crab People, once again, in a bit of an awkward position, and Kenna going to walk in with the Hammer of Justice. Put the kibosh onto Li Ming, and now Czar Salesman trying to get away. 5-man chase. Does power slide out of there to safety. Once again, Crab People getting picked off here. That is 3 deaths now on the Crab People.
Yeah, and very, very interested in that 13 pickup. He ended up going with Cannoneer.
Yeah, rather than the teleport talent.
Yeah, I think it's the shield one or something like that.
Yeah, it's if you take a large amount of damage at once, it basically refreshes.
Yeah, I think that would have been perfect with that Vala Malthael. Vala puts out a ton of burst damage when going
especially
Q,
with the Q build, yeah. So
yeah.
We'll see what happens though, as now Wiener Heaven trying to get some value. Here comes the stage dive, looking for this engage, but Anna and Silent Shoe gonna be able to get away. Sheath going to burrow charge on out of there, and an ultimate blown without really any value there, and that's going to be a decent cooldown now. Trying to go for the kill and just haven't been able to get it. The pick execution has been better on the side of OSD, but despite this fact, Insomniac's doing good rotations and definitely staying in this game.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, the kills are still low for being this late in the game. Only 7 on the side of OSD and 3 on the side of Insomniacs, so.
Yep. Well, Dragon now claimable on the side of Insomniacs,
Oh,
but
no, Kina stopped it.
Yep, immediately canceled there by Kina. As right now, ETC just trying to run away.
Oh, man.
Ooh, but both shrines about to be captured here, and actually, while I was paying attention down there, Tormented Souls secures the kill onto Wiener Heaven. Now Greymane, a little bit of an awkward position. Good combo to get out of trouble there. But with both shrines in control of OSD, not the best time for a death, as now Uther's collapsing here. ETC could find himself in a bit of trouble. This could open up the opportunity for a channel, as Uther does go for the channel. Kaiser trying to get out of there, but the body blocks are now in for Mathael. Silent Shoot comes in for the flank and puts the kibosh on the puppy dog. And now Kina has the Dragon Knight, and they are pressuring mid-fort.
Yeah, and Sheath is doing a great job of burrowing on time and getting those stun combos together perfectly for those ganks.
Yeah, the body blocking has just been really strong. I mean, that combo of a Nubrak Mathael is just a nightmare. If a Nubrak gets behind you, you get around a Nubrak, then there's Mathael. You get around Mathael, suddenly you get hit by the Q from a Nubrak, and it's just lights out at that point. And really good job there by Sheath, Corgi Booty, comboing up each other there.
Definitely.
You have Brightwing getting some soak up in the top, trying to push that level advantage a little bit further, looking to win that race to 20 as the sights are set on the bot keep wall. Tons of chunk damage, though, coming out onto Kina. And I should note that we do have Fireflies here taken by Li Ming, so trying to get that more reliable burst damage. And it has done quite a number onto Kina here on the Dragon Knight, but the keep already down to almost half health. All that damage chunking out is not going to save this keep. It does go down. Base is on, though. Gonna see Falstad.
I think
Barrel rolls
Falstad's
over the
fly
wall,
is
come
still
down.
down.
Yeah, he did not use it there. He was starting to work his way down, barrel rolled over this siege camp wall, but wasn't in any position to kind of make any gust action happen. Now, looks like gonna be just camps starting to be picked up here by both teams.
I'm loving the Li Ming solo capping the camp right there.
Yeah, it seems to be maybe a bit of a miscommunication, but at least started the camp, got quite a bit of damage onto it already. That's
Absolutely.
Bruiser, Crab People gonna go ahead and B. And like
Looks like
Corgi
they might-
Booty, passive soaking here, not showing where he is.
Yeah, and even Sheath in ETC in the bottom lane. Cesar wanting to potentially fight over that camp.
Yeah, potentially looking at invade here. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. OSD going to go ahead and not contest that. Maybe setting their sights onto the bot Bruiser. We'll see what happens there. Both Bruisers pushing against each other up in the top, but advantage to Insomniac's Bruiser at the moment. Still, though, level 20 starting to get closer and closer for OSD. And Insomniac's really needs to find a way to get a fight before 20, or at least get some picks to mitigate the 20 advantage. Because with level 20, it should just be math for OSD to be able to get a Dragon Knight. Bruiser Camp, though, picked up by Insomniacs. Mathael currently clearing mid lane, while Brightwing clears up top. Brightwing, of course, can Z in at any moment. Mathael has the on a pale horse to be able to rotate quickly. It looks like here comes Mathael. Looking maybe to scout a mid-rotation. Now, gonna back off wisely. Bottom Shrine, though, claimed by Insomniacs. As level 20 comes in, You have the Farflight Quiver, the continuous wins being taken by Brightwing, Rewind from a new Barak as always, Redemption. The Thale, still holding the level 20. You can always, of course, pick the free death after the fact.
And it'll be interesting to see if they choose to take the fight here or just passively go get the shrines. Oh, but the web came out.
Web came out onto Falstad, ETC trying to peel out, but there's the Emerald Wind, and now ETC, for his trouble, is just gonna die. And now things are starting to fall apart here for Insomniacs. Corgi Booty on the back line, as the Tormented Souls could blow it to try to secure the kill on the Crab People, instead backing off now. Going to be content to take a Dragonite as Anubarak channeling the top. Looks like Rhaegar wants to rotate in, interrupt any channel. Booty though, Tormented Souls into this. There is the Tormented Souls. Kina though, very low. D-Shield comes in to keep Li Ming alive, but in doing so, that's going to sacrifice Mathael, as now Crab People trying to get the resets, but Crab People goes down. 2 kills, and it doesn't look like Crazy Ivan's going to get out. Now all 5 members of Insomniacs are dead. We're going to see ETC and Falstad up very soon. But this is going to be a straight move on to core for OSD, as with 3 catapults, this should be the game. It's going to take a miraculous defense, and I just don't see it possible.
Well, we still have a gust up. We still have stage dive. So if they can land a pick, they might back off. But
well, there goes
looks like it's
Wiener
gonna be
Heaven.
the other.
Gust not going to be blown, and that's GG on game number 1. And so we will give that one in the win column over to Order of the Sleeping Dragon, and we'll regroup and come back for map number 2. Alright, and we are back here on the Nexus Gaming series. Order of the Sleeping Dragon looking very, very strong on map number 1. Let's go ahead and show everyone the score. Insomniacs down 1 game, have to win game number 2 to keep the series alive.
Everybody wants to always see game 3, definitely for sure.
It would be nice. I do like casting Insomniacs. So let's see. As now we head into Infernal Shrines. This was a map choice by Insomniacs. Not really a surprise. They like just hard engaged team fights, and this is the map for that. As the objective is so powerful, you really can't just completely ignore it, other than maybe the first.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they choose to go in the direction of giving that first one because it is so weak and just choosing to lane against, but it'll also be interesting to see the picks that they do specifically for clearing the shrine.
Be interesting. Stukov is the ban Insomniacs. That surprises me.
He's
And they're
definitely great with zoning though.
he can be very strong with the zoning, given that I've both played and scrimmed and casted all of those things with Insomniacs. They tend to like to go for kind of burst situations where Stukov can be a bit weak. I'm surprised to see that high a priority. I do like the pick of Diablo from OST, because it is definitely something that Insomniacs loves to run on this map. So once again, denying the Garrosh and the Diablo are two heroes that they really like.
I stand ready.
There's the Vala Uther.
So we're just, team swapping.
Seems that way. But Crazy Ivan is crazy good on that Vala. And, definitely I knew that Crazy Ivan would want to get his hand with any chance.
Yeah, and on
that'll
this
help him out.
map, she has a lot of build opportunities.
He does, yeah. And the Uther can counter that Diablo pretty well. So, I like the two picks. There can definitely be a solo support if there isn't a lot of poke or sustain damage on the other team, so it's them into drafting that. But Vala's pretty good in sustain poke fights, so I like that a lot. And there's the Brightwing Greymane. So, same heroes, basically involved in this game.
Just a little swap up on the team side.
A little bit. Brightwing was on the side of OS. Still there. But I do like that Greymane pick into Vala. And we're just moving along. I mean, this is a pretty fast pace. Not tipping too far into the time pool. Now, what do you ban here? You're inside.
I mean, they could still potentially ban out that other solo laner. Sonya is still really viable, especially on this map on the shrine. But they are more afraid of the double support.
And specifically the Rhaegar, I think that's a good choice because that slow totem can enable APOC quite a bit. Rhaegar can also be aggressive, and then Lightning Shield onto Diablo. Very, very. Looking at the Mythale Denial, being hovered and being locked. So, pretty expected ban in terms of whenever you have a Diablo, Mythale is a bit of a bee in your butt. I think is a metaphor for a bad thing. But I could be wrong there. I wouldn't want to be in my bonnet, I know that.
And there's the Sonya that I was talking about. Ooh, and
Sonya
they do
Lucio.
go double support.
I do like this, though, because you have the Uther to mitigate out the initial burst, and then if they do get a good APOC, you have the sound barrier to just nullify out the damage off the back side of that, or even the damage of the APOC itself. And just the added mobility is going to make Greymane's life really, really difficult. Paired with a Sonya, it's very strong as well, and because you fight in such tight quarters, the fights are all very focused. Lucio gets a lot of value here. Now, granted, I am a Lucio fanboy, so any chance I get to see him, I will take.
Yeah, I remember that. We had a last second Lucio pick on your part when we were playing the other day.
Hey, it worked.
You're like, hey, I don't know what
I
to
had
pick. I'll play
I had
Lucio.
some good pickoffs with the Lucia, some good finishes. That's all I can say. Um, and there's the Arthas Lily. Lily! Hey, she just got a
Leading the
rework.
changes.
Is she the solo laner here? I think she might be the solo laner here. Like she doesn't have good wave clear, but she doesn't lose lanes. She can just stay in the lane well.
Yeah, and I was playing her because Lily was one of the first healers that I actually picked up, like before Oriole and them came out, and she felt really fast paced. Now she needs to intentionally take that damage in order to be as quick as she was before because her cooldowns got reduced.
And someone in the background was really unhappy to see that Anubarak pick, as we do now see Anubarak come in. I like this draft from both teams. The Arthas is definitely there to just make Sonya's life hell. But I think overall both teams kind of have their win conditions. The Lily, of course, sticks out as a weird pick, but it's certainly not a bad pick. We'll see what happens when we come back. Game number 2, and hopefully not our last game.
Hopefully.
Here we are, game number 2. It's going to be Insomniacs fighting for their playoff lives here in the semifinals of Division B. We're going to have Wiener Heaven playing Sonya on that Angry Cloud. Love the Skinergy. Kaiser going to be on Uther. Crazy Ivan, of course, on Vala. Crab People on Lucio. And Czar Salesman going to be on that Anubarak.
And we've got that Corgi Booty on the Arthas, Sheath on Diablo, Kina on the Surprising Lily, Dawning on Brightwing, and Silent Shoe on the Greymane.
Take a look at what we're going to see here. Arthas has not picked a level 1 talent yet, neither has Vala. But we are seeing that Eager Adventurer, which is just... It basically means Lily never doesn't have mana. It's an incredibly strong talent, and that means it's going to get nerfed heavily, even though Lily's underperforming. Thanks, Blizzard.
Well, and it's so much better, too, than the Orb quest. That just took way too fucking long.
It is a better alternative to that, absolutely, and I also know it's going to get nerfed. Just because people like it too much. But Sonya already clearing up the top lane, but no Soak lost as Corgi Booty now up there. Going to be trading out a bit as the rotation gets going for Insomniacs. Dawning in that solo lane, going to be pushed back by the threat of that new reg. Uh-oh, shh, quiet. Be very, very quiet. OSD is hunting Sonya's. Ooh, Wiener Heaven? Nope, they got bored. Wait, did they get bored? Oh,
he showed.
Oh dear.
Yeah, this will be interesting though. Corgi Booty and Wiener Heaven in that top lane again, but I think Wiener Heaven has this out-sustaining at this point, so...
Yeah, and Sonya will generally, I think, win that matchup just because you have the mana free self-sustain. Although Sonya went into block, not Warpaint, so... But still
that
with the Whirlwind. But it's either way, it's mana-less self-sustain versus Arthas eventually is going to use up his mana pool.
Yeah, well, and Arthas, interesting enough, took Frost Presence. I didn't think he would do it just because of that Lucio. That team is just going to be so fast for him. It'd be interesting to see how quickly he does get his stacks done.
Yep. But here we go. We're going to be a mid-shrine for the first, and it is going to be Frozen. Let's see how the team decides to play this. Sonya's still staying up top. Wiener Heaven getting that last bit of soak. Corgi Booty kind of indecisive. Now coming up to get the soak. Thought Wiener Heaven would cut right down, went for the root, but it didn't land as level 4 talents being picked up here by both teams. But already, Diablo taking quite a bit of damage. Sheath charging out onto a minion, but not going to be able to get away. Really good engage there by Insomniacs. Excuse me. And get the first kill of the match onto Diablo, and that's going to give them quite a bit of a lead on this shrine.
And it looks like OSD is definitely just giving it up, wanting to get that extra soak in.
This isn't something I'm surprised to see by them. I know that they really like to play the macro, but I do like the awareness by Sonya to say, okay, now I need to go up, make sure we don't lose soak, make sure, you know, we can lose one lane of soak to the Brightwing, we can't lose 2 lanes of soak. And it's being well played. But this is going to be the shrine getting picked up now. This is the Frozen Punisher, as Anubarak comes down to pick up this bottom soak here. It looks like we're just going to let Vala with the double support poke in, and, you know, that's still enough damage that it should be able to do quite a bit to the wall, although the wall likely won't fall at this point, as this Punisher is just getting absolutely melted. They're going to get a cannon tower. Might be able to get 2. Ooh, Diablo got rooted, follow-up stun, but not enough damage there with the Anubarak down bottom with the Sonya up top to secure a kill, as the Siege Giants were picked up on bottom by the Grey Man before he rotated up.
Oh, and it looks like they're rotating up for that Sonya right now, too. Corgi Booty's a little low.
Corgi Booty is low, but Sonya got a little bit greedy there, and Wiener Heaven just trying to stay alive, delaying the inevitable. And
He was trying to pick up Corgi on the way.
Yep. Did not manage to do that, unfortunately. Now Crab People playing a bit aggressive there. That's how you play Lucio. Now it looks like the pick attempt onto Brightwing, but without really any damage there, and now with 3 people pushing top, Vala having to rotate top. No real chance of a pick off yet, as OSD once again kind of settling into this macro style game. But you know, this map can be won or lost on the shrine fights, so see what happens once we get into the team fight settings that Insomniac feels comfortable with.
Yeah, and seeing that Vala, she did end up going with the auto attack build, so we'll see how that plays out. Normally I'm a fan of Q all the way, and then on maps like this, I am a fan of W, mixing that A and W, but...
Yeah, we'll see. So I'm looking at the talent builds for Lily, just because I'm infinitely curious as to what they are. Serpent Sidekick at 4, that one surprised me. I'd been seeing a lot of the hindering winds, with the slow there on the winds. I've heard a lot of people not particularly happy with the Serpent build. But, you know, if it's something they found that they like, it can be useful. And then, of course, the cleanse that comes with a little heal with a pretty short cooldown, but that cleanse actually has a very short range.
Yeah, and it's definitely unique to her compared to the other ones in the game.
Yeah, Sonya pushing in the bruisers up top, did manage to win that. Kina just trying to be disruptive, but already the shrine can be picked up here by Insomniacs. At the moment, it's going to be 2v4. This will be more than enough of a chance to get a lead, but now the chase is on, trying to get the kill onto Diablo with the Lucio chase. Lucio in a little bit of an awkward spot, though, now. Has to dodge the route, does manage to do it. Good Q there by Czar Salesman, but now here comes Brightwing coming in. 5v4, the chase is on. Crab People's low, Czar Salesman a little bit low on health, not really looking at, 4v4 as the channel was canceled there by Sonya up in the top lane, and now the turnaround happens with no healer there. Sheath is so low, drops to 60, and then gets picked up by the Vala. But you know who the MVP of that fight was? Sonya. Who was not
100%.
even in the fight. Because if Brightwing is there, that fight gets out of control quick. And Brightwing wasn't there because of Sonya. Wiener Heaven, extraordinarily well done, sir.
Yeah, that was definitely a beautiful play, and they ended up getting still the pick on the shrine, so it was fantastic.
Yeah, as soon as the Brightwing channel was canceled, you kind of saw Insomniacs just get their second win turnaround. And speaking of turning around, uh-oh, Kina in a bad spot, blowing the 1,000 cups, kiting underneath this fort, trying to stay alive. Kaiser in a little bit of an awkward spot, and Vala's actually going to be the first to drop. All the ults were blown to secure the kill onto Kina, but Lily, don't you know, she's a bruiser now, boys, and she survives.
Yeah, and with that cups change too, I mean, she'll be ready to go again in 50 seconds, and if she chooses to end it early, it'll be even sooner next time.
Yeah, it's I'm really liking the Lily changes. So far, it's underperforming compared to Hot Slogs, although, you know, for whatever value that's worth. In competitive organized play, it's not the same as here.
Oh,
So
definitely
far, I've been happy
not.
with it.
I tell people that all the time.
Yeah. But good invasion there by OSD. Now actually have a chance to get some control over the map here. But the fort does go down on the bottom. OSD not really wanting to spend too much time saving it. But now OSD, despite kind of being more the macro team, they find themselves down about half a level. Now here comes the rotation up to Wiener Heaven. Wiener Heaven looks like the telegraph came through. Ooh, gets stunned into the wall though. There's the flip, but no real follow-up. And now actually the turnaround with that ancient spear. Chasing aggressively, but meanwhile Corgi Booty got caught out in the mid. Now here comes the turnaround. 1,000 Cups keeping Corgi Booty alive. There's the sound barrier saving out Crazy Ivan and Crab People. There's Cocoon onto Diablo, but it gets broken out quickly. Brightwing, though, going to fall in the meantime. And there's the second kill, this time onto Diablo. Corgi Booty going to be the next to fall. And with this Lucio, the chase very well could be on. This is going to be Brightwing going down. Does Greymane get out of this? That's the question. Crab People trying to cut off. Doesn't manage to get the backwards boop, though. But that is a huge, huge win for Insomniac.
Absolutely. A whole other level gain for them. And hitting that 13 in the middle of the fight. Like, you guys have some fast fingers there.
And that's really a best case scenario for Insomniacs, because they want to take these team fights. They want to go in and be aggressive and say, we can beat you 5v5. You might be able to pick better, you might be able to rotate better on Dragonshire, but here we're the kings. Dunkstick, once again, getting a bit greedy as Wiener Heaven gets flipped by Diablo, gets the fort, but gonna pay for it in blood. And
this one's the
it's an interesting
Arcanes.
trade.
They're gonna fight over it.
Yeah. It's an interesting trade there, but now this denies a team fight to Insomniacs. As Crazy Ivan gonna have to get the D shield to get away. Good Rain of Vengeance to disengage, but you know
Divine
they get a
Shield
fort,
was also used for it, though.
Yeah, Divine Shield gonna be down. Looks like just waiting for Sonya to come up. Gonna go ahead and grab their bruisers, generate something to respond to for OSD. Now there is a stacked up minion wave of about 1 billion archers here in the bottom, but wanting to get into this team fight, I think maybe they'll send someone down to soak it. Looks like Sonya's going down, yeah.
Yeah.
That is a lot of minions. So, because Brightwing goes up top to deal with this Bruiser camp. This is the Arcane Punisher. First Punisher here by OSD. See what value they can get off it. As perfect jump over the wall, taking already quite a bit of damage as that Arcane Punisher, but the wall already dropping, and now this is a chance for OSD to kind of follow up, wait for the dive, then you can root off that. There's the root, going for an Uberak, Boop comes in, there's the cleanse, sound barrier blown just for the extra safety of getting out, but that is another cooldown down. The Punisher goes down, Sonya tries to land the Ancient Spear, doesn't get it, good root for the disengage from Arthas, and that was well played by OSD.
I would like to point out, too, the Uther has still not picked a 13 talent on their way to level 16.
Yeah, I don't know if holding, maybe waiting for something. What is that? There's Spell Shield. There's the Q healing. Ooh, here comes the separation on the sheath, but a big APOC finding Vala. Great combo. Oh, but Crazy Ivan's still alive. Here comes the 1,000 Cups. Trying to keep Diablo up. Czar Salesman is just so low. Czar Salesman below 200 health. Trying to back away. Down below 100 health now. Meanwhile, Wiener Heaven separated out, but Sonya whirlwinding, staying alive for so long. But the health bars are just absolutely dropping from both teams. And now it looks like the health bars a little bit higher on the side of Insomniacs. With the man down, they're not going to be able to fight that. Very, very good engage with the Diablo. Didn't manage to get the kill on the Vala, but they ultimately won the long game, getting down Sonya there.
Definitely. I think if Silent Shoe was on the same page as Sheath, they would have downed her in a second, but having that little split.
For the pick onto Lily, nope, gonna back off and just clear up the C camp. And I think there were a couple end characteristic things by Insomniacs where they had a huge lead in this game not long ago.
Two
And
levels.
then Sonya traded herself for the fort as the shrine warning was coming up, which cost them the shrine. And then there, I think they were in a situation where they didn't see OSD coming, and OSD just had that great engage, and then it caused them to lose a team fight. But now they have all 5 up. They'll have all of their ultimates. They'll have a chance for the engage. They just need to not get anyone picked off here before this next phase starts. And I think with the level 16 talents, they'll have more than enough time with that Sony to get a huge lead on this shrine, and they should be able to win it from there. But Cocktail Quest being completed looked like an attempt at engage from Czar Salesman, but nothing there yet. Frost Presence, or I'm sorry, the Frost Presence stacks being granted there with the double root. But
They're
Brightwing
definitely
gonna
trying
push
to
this
pick up
top
that
4.
16.
And there is the level 16 coming in, and here comes Brightwing with the greater polymorph, going for the extended duration there, and now there's the Divine Shield. Sonya spin to win, getting a huge amount of self-sustain, already healed herself back up to full. 1,000 cups being used, downing, though, on the backside, getting taken down. Now there's the sound barrier, keeping Kaiser alive, who was starting to drop. Crazy Ivan just going to town with all the poke damage. Cocoon was on to Lily on the backside. There was no healing for so long. Now Retreat's being pinged by OSD, but it looks like they're going to go back into this. This is the Mortar Punisher getting picked up, though, and Crazy Ivan gonna chase down Diablo, and that is 100 souls down, and that is a feels bad man.
Yeah, wow, that was... What a turnaround in that split second. All it takes, Donnie got out of position after that Emerald win.
Yeah, and they traded out for Sonya there, but, you know, yes, Diablo is already back up to help defend the wall here as a root comes in, stopping the follow-up onto the Mortar Punisher. Mortar Punisher does really good siege damage, doesn't do much in the way of PvE damage compared to other Punishers. But, ooh, Sheath is getting very, very low. Corky Booty already low. But Insomniacs, with their Punisher dead in the 4 versus 5 situation, gonna back off and play safe.
Yeah, and Sheath did already use those souls for that first death, so...
It's gonna take a while to get those back, and it's... Ooh, this is an invade. This is a very aggressive play here by Insomniacs. Root comes in, but there's a boot preventing any clean engage, and Insomniacs say, thank you for the camp. Goodbye. They walk away. Brightwing did manage to get top fort there, though. So, the last Punisher was bottom, so either Punisher works now for OSD, as either Punisher is going to go to keep. Now, they prefer mid lane, because their mid wall is already very low on the side of Insomniacs, but this is still a decent situation. Ooh, and Vala just reposted in the wrong neighborhood. She goes down.
I thought the same thing was about to happen to Dawning as well in that bot lane.
Ooh, and now Kaiser in a bad spot. The root, there's the stun, and that's 2 deaths. Sound barrier used, trying to save Uther, but not in range, and even if it was, I just don't think Uther was getting out of there. There were too many bodies, and that's 2 pickoffs that Insomniacs really didn't need, but OSD absolutely did need them, and this is going to let them pick up the fort. And there's technically a bit of a structural lead now, as all 3 lanes have lost their fort. Brightwing trying to save mid fort in the meanwhile. But this is going to leave a very lonely Lucio for the time being, trying to defend this bot wall. And it is going to be the mid Punisher.
And there's a huge wave top Brightwing's trying to soak up.
Yeah, gonna help out with the XP a lot. And actually OSD with a slight experience lead at the moment now, thanks to that soaking from Brightwing. But, once again, you know, Uther's going to come up here. Insomniacs is going to have their 5v5 fight. Going to be on equal talent here. No one's picking up 20 before this starts. And this is the Arcane Punisher. The granddaddy Punisher in terms of PvP damage. And so this is potential to be game-ending for both teams if they can pick it up. Insomniacs definitely wants to force this team fight, win it.
Definitely. Insomniacs at a slight disadvantage though, still having that fort up there.
Yep, but Brightwing still clearing up this bruiser. Gonna be able to Z in as soon as it's down. Shrine advantage, though, already so in favor. Here comes the engagement. APOC hits no one. Brightwing comes in with the Emerald Wind, going for the separation. D-Shield onto Sonya. Sonya, though, was running away from that Emerald Wind. Didn't get to spin the Wind herself to full health. Now there's a stun onto Crab People, trying to get the kill. But there's just so much AoE damage coming out from Insomniacs as slowly they start to win this fight more. Huge stun. Gonna try to secure the kill onto Sheath. They do manage to get it. Kina gonna be the next to fall. Now Downing gonna be the target here. Dawning and Brightwing goes down. And this is a huge advantage now for Insomniacs. With the Arcane Punisher, they have 5 people up, 3 people down on the other side. Diablo did not have souls, so Diablo will not be able to come back onto this defense. And this is a situation where we could be seeing a GG, is now level 20 picked up.
Absolutely. Insomniacs have a great AoE advantage comparative to OSD right now for those small space fights.
Are we going to see game number 3? That's the question. This is a very healthy Immortal, and John Cena smells core.
And they all have full health, all have full mana.
Yeah, and Brightwing has Emerald Wind, but a core doesn't last 20 points against a Wrath of the Berserker Sonya. It lasts about 5 seconds, as this core is just dropping. John Cena going to get the last punch onto it, but wasn't even needed for that core rush there. Great game by Insomniacs. Beautiful last team fight. It's so well sustained. Such good AoE damage. That team fight was fantastic.
What a game. What a game. Can't wait for game 3.
I can't either. And now we do get a game 3 because Insomniacs came back in that series. Really strong last fight. You know, the ultimates were used perfectly in that last fight. They managed to completely avoid the APOC. They dodged the Emerald Winds to prevent any kind of CC chain. And then they just hard engaged with all their AoE damage and just dominated. But, do you have any last thoughts, I should say, Aura, about that game?
Man, just what a rush. That was fantastic. Like I said, on the team side of Insomniacs, they just had some great AoE with that Anubarak and Sonya play diving in at the same time together, and then following up with Uther's Divine Shield, Vala's stun. They were just rocking those tight spaces.
They got exactly the fight they wanted, and they played perfectly in that fight. Well, with that, we are going to jump into map number 3. It's going to be Sky Temple, as chosen by Order of the Silent Dragon. So we'll get that game set up. We'll see you in game number 3. Alright, and here we are. Nexus Gaming Series, Division B semifinals. This is as good as it gets. Game 3 in a best of 3 series. Here between Order of the Sleeping Dragon and Insomniacs. I'm excited for this one.
Been a long-awaited match, and to get a game 3, people couldn't be more excited about this.
And while the first game, it was competitive for a long time, OSD kind of put their foot down towards the end. That game 2 was kind of much more back and forth. Insomniacs could have run away with it. Had a couple pickoffs go against them. Then we're playing catch-up for a little bit. But ultimately just had the better late-game comp and the better team fighting, and they showed it. This map, you could go for the team fight, you could go for the macro, and it's going to be interesting to see how teams want to play this. This map was picked by Order of the Sleeping Dragon, so this map can be a little bit more macro than some other maps, and maybe that might be their goal, but it could also be that they have something planned. Once again, banning out the Garage, and it's going to be a Brightwing ban from Insomniacs, so maybe starting to respect that, but highest priority, onto that, Vala. I like the choice by Insomniacs. Yes, exactly. Vala will just go Kamehameha all over the enemy team, but is going to have to dodge the Holy Cow combo.
Oh yeah, that's an old one too. I haven't seen a lot of it recently. It's been all about the Divine Blade with Genji.
Divine Blade. We haven't seen much of Genji in Nexus Gaming later. At least I haven't. But maybe I just cast the wrong team. Either way, I mean, we could still, of course, see Stage Dive on this. It's a good zoning tool on the boss. Good tool to just get some additional stoke as the global. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far from Insomniacs. They're getting their Vala, they're getting their Diablo. These are heroes they absolutely love, absolutely build comps around. And I think what we could very well see in this match are both teams kind of going to their bread and butter here, as already the drafts are kind of heading into that direction. So we might see a contrast of styles of macro versus team fighting once again, which the series has been defined by. And on this map, it really could go either way. The team fights are important.
Well, and that is one of the other things about this map too, that the last two didn't. It does have that boss pick, so I feel like that's going to be kind of a center point of finishing games and win conditions on this map.
And the Lucio going to be banned out. Lucio Diablo can be a scary gentleman, as it seems like he's just shadow charging all the time. But gonna ban that out as well. And Tassadar gonna be banned, so we have not seen a Tassadar yet. But banning it out now. Not wanting that Tassadar there to potentially save a target, so this suggests that we could see even more burst.
Yeah, well, and with that Uther ETC first pick, they're kind of open for whatever damage they want, so I feel like it's a good ban. And there's the Genji!
I have seen OSD build this way. It's a very... They use it and they try to aggressively go for picks. I would not be surprised to see Karazim come out onto the backside of this as a way, an Iron Fist Karazim, or some other just hyper agile hero that could come in blow-ups. But there's our first Genji.
I would love to see Karazim.
And I do like the Mythael, and that explains the Lucio ban very well, as that Lucio disengage is just, it's a feels bad man when it happens to Mythael. Because you either chase the entire enemy team and hope for the best, or you just let them leave in order to make sure you don't die. Now, last two picks gonna come in. Something that I've seen Insomniacs do, that I think could actually... I don't think we'll see it here because of the Uther, but is the Entomb into Shadow Charge. That is grabbing a Leoric here. I don't think we'll see that. Malfurion Sonya. Okay, so extra CC from the Malfurion. Pairs extremely well with Diablo. The Root can make sure an APOC hits, follow up with a Twilight Dream, and then there's just a very strong solo laner, strong team fighter. Although, in team fights, that's, including Rhaegar, 3 pretty big HP for Mythael to sip off.
I am surprised that they chose to go with this Sonya again instead of picking up a potential variant to help stop that Genji, because I know that Garrosh was banned, so normally that's the second best option for that time if they choose to be Diaby.
Yeah, I mean, I think Sonya's very strong just in general. But I
Oh,
don't think she's
definitely, and her
strong. Yeah, but
sustain.
I don't think she's strong specifically. We'll see. Jaina, last pick. So we could very much be seeing a heavy emphasis on the Wombo combo. This is interesting. A double support, double warrior from Insomniacs, and a triple damage from OSD. I am confused and aroused.
This
That's
is
the
going to
happiest I
be
am.
fun.
It's going to be an interesting game. Can't wait to see on the other side of the loading screen. We'll be right back. Alright, and we have dispatched with the loading screen boss with the utmost haste as the dramatic music continues to play because Smiley didn't turn it down enough. Here we are with Czar Salesman, gonna be on Diablo, Crazy Ivan once again on Vala, can't wait, Crab People on the Happy Cloud Malfurion, Wienerhaven on the very unhappy Cloud, Sonya and Kaiser gonna be playing Rhaegar.
And we've got Corgi Booty again on the Malthael, Sheath on ETC, Kina on Uther, Dawning on the Jaina, and Silent Shoe focusing on that Genji.
And I think Sheath is using an unfair advantage. He has a golden cock. And oh, Sonya just face checked in the wrong neighborhood. 3 to the 1 to the 1 to the 3, and the Malfruit's gonna save her.
Hey.
Wienerhaven, you sir do not deserve to be alive at this point.
You only deserve to be alive because it's Wienerhaven.
Yeah, that was power slide. Looking for Malf. No, still engaged there. We're seeing Wienerhaven heading down to bot, getting some poke onto Silent Shoe there. As Malf is already soaking top lane. I'm gonna have to say Mathael and Malf.
I was just thinking about that too.
Yeah.
The mouth, and then you have some other few KT and KT. Like,
At least we don't have that problem here because I still can't not say KT and think Kel'Thuzad. Like I still think Kel'Thus. I'm not a WoW player or a Warcraft player, so I'm just not.
8 years of my life, man.
Well, with that, it looks like we're gonna see Crazy Ivan against Corgi Booty, and it's a good matchup because what does Mathael struggle with? It's just that poke damage. Now Furion, and so we have a mouth v mouth action here. But looks like Malf is gonna win the vision point at the moment as we head into the shrine phase. Looks like we're gonna see Sonya and Uther staying in this bot lane here. Should be Sonya winning that lane pretty hard. Otherwise, though, I think it's going to be both teams just happy to trade out, but I think Insomniacs kind of gets the advantage out of this at the moment.
And
We'll
even
see,
just
though.
now, looking at these level 1 talents, we've got some interesting pickoffs with Sonya choosing to go Warpaint now this game. Jaina going into that orb, I'm assuming to take Frost Armor. Oh no, she didn't. She ended up taking Q. My bad.
He did. Silent Shoe actually taking quite a bit of damage here. Shrine Temple Guardians. Overall, though, both teams did a good job soaking through that phase. Just both teams were really content to trade out and just kind of poke each other there. And I like that play because they both know that, yeah, the early games have not really decided the last 2 matches. It's been the late games. On Dragonshire, it was the pickoffs that they were able to snowball late. Ooh, but Wienerhaven gonna get caught out. No Malfurion route to save her this time. Sonya the Barbarian goes down.
They did help Crazy Ivan a lot in that top lane, though, by focusing that top shrine. As you can see, the top fort's already down to half.
Yeah, and Vala's really going to be able to burn that with that Monster Hunter and the, or not Monster Hunter. I mean, she'll be able to push the wave of the Monster Hunter. But, just the poke damage. Corgi Booty's tried some clever flanks just to get the dot onto Vala to be able to try to trade favorably, but ultimately the poke damage from Vala is just going to win this. And it seems OSD's okay to cede that top fort for the time being, as they're really putting their emphasis on winning this bot lane ahead of the Shrine phase. And I kind of like that decision-making. It's a bit more macro-oriented, as now there's once again a stun onto Dunkstick. No real follow-up damage, though. As Sonya going to be able to get away. Level 7's now being picked up by both teams. And we're seeing
like
Hammer
I
on
said,
by
giving up that top fort. Oh.
Ooh, Sonya once again gets caught out and deleted. Sonya's been positioning a bit aggressively, and I like ETC's punishment of that. Something I think Insomniacs, they need to respect more, though. Because ultimately, if they weren't getting picked off, they'd be winning these matches handedly. They've really done well in the team fights. But now they're going to be trading out disfavorably in the bot lane. Once again, because of a pick-off, they're losing a lot of soak. They probably won't lose the fort because I smell... Ooh. Now this is a potential for a pretty good engage. Let's see if they can get the stun. They do go on to Uther. Here comes the flip, trying to separate out Kina. Chase onto Kina. He rotates through that bottom shrine space. Tries to use the corner to get away. Poison damage going to secure the kill. Blizzard, though, maybe going to give a turnaround into the power slide face melt. Now Wienerhaven gonna go down, but Malfurion joining the fun. Corgi Booty gets rooted, flip back in. The Temple Guardian getting in on the fight. It is 2v2. This fight just keeps going. Now Zara Salesman and Chief gonna trade out. What are we watching? As now Silent Shoe getting traced off by Crazy Ivan. Dawning being told to run away. What was that fight? And I want more.
That was 1 for 1 and 2 for 2. That just wasn't gonna end.
Well, and it's something that now at this point, though, that 3v3 trade is super favorable for Insomniacs because of that bruiser lane up in the top. Mathael is not going to be able to get this fight now. There is a bit of a separation here. 3v2, Sonya still not in range. Looks like we're going to see some attempt to aggress here, but really good skill shot dodging by Crazy Ivan, not taking any unnecessary damage and just absolutely making sure to hold this temple. And Insomniacs, despite not getting level 10 first, I think they're starting to win this map.
Yeah, they definitely bullied them out of that temple.
It was very well played. It was an absolutely crazy fight, but here comes the combo. We do have the Dragon Blade. We do have the Divine Shield. Ooh, Diablo in a little bit of an awkward spot. Diablo has not picked the talent yet. Does pick it now. It is the APOC. ETC still not choosing Stage Dive or the Mosh Pit. It's Wrath of the Berserker. It's Reign of Vengeance. It's Twilight Dream. It's APOC. And it's Ancestral on the side of Insomniacs. As rip my graphics card. My frame rates are... Apologies, everyone. There's the Mosh Pit. Ooh, Ring of Frost. Doesn't collect anyone. Does manage to get the slow onto Zara Salesman. ETC looking for the Mosh, but now a little bit low on health. Ancestral going to land on Sonya, but there's the Touch of Death, making sure it almost does nothing, but it doesn't matter as Genji going to get caught by the APOC, and the Ancient Spear going to secure the finish. Corgi Booty using the Race Strike, trying to be clever to walk away. There's a huge Blizzard into a turnaround Mosh Pit. What should have been a dying Mathael is now 3 kills on the side of OSD. Oh my goodness.
That was a fantastic knockback by Sheath into that Dawning Blizzard. That was fantastic.
That Blizzard was great. Dawning, very well placed Blizzard. Corgi Booty doing some debating in that fight. And that's a situation where now, with the bot fort down and a boss coming, it's looking good for OSD to get back in control of this map. They're still going to have to worry about the fact that their top lane is a bit weak. But overall, you know, that boss is going to cost a lot of time for Insomniacs to clean up. And that's going to be time where it's pretty safe channeling on the mid-shrine, specifically, for OSD. They could just probably solo that with Mathael.
And that boss, even though they're not going to push with it or it's not going to do a lot of work, it's making that timing perfect for that late game, having it 5 minutes down. So that's going to be their win condition, is my guess.
It looks like trying to get some counter pressure here in the bot. Siege camp going to be picked up by Insomniacs before they rush over to this bot. They're seeding the mid-depth excuse me. But this is a situation where this is not a good fight for OSD and Genji, but you know, they steal a handful of shots. Now the focus is going to be on bottom, and yeah, using that Mythale to just solo channel that top shrine, and this will take out both the mid and the top fort. Ooh, but Sheath, a little bit of trouble, uses the face melt and the power slide to secure the getaway. And now Mythale coming down, 13 and 12. This is an advantageous situation as Mosh Pit's going to be up in 2. Everyone has all their ultimates up. Sheath getting flipped into the back. Focuses on to ETC. Silent Shoe coming in the back, trying to get onto Crazy Ivan. There's the early Ancestral Ring of Frost doing so much damage. There's the Divine Shield, Tormented Souls. But ETC and Genji both down. Sorry, not the Tormented Souls, the Dragon Blade. Now Corgi Booty gets rooted using the Race Strike to walk away. But ultimately, 4 kills there. Huge win for Insomniacs. He's going to let them get back in control of this map. They're not going to channel the shrine yet. Looks like, no, they're going to have Rhaegar go down and get it.
That is the one thing the Insomniacs have up against OSD. Their team alone is so self-sustainable with Diablo having Devil's Due, having Mouth for the sustain heals, Rhaegar for the burst heals, and Sonya just healing herself. They have some great sustain to keep up on Vala.
Yeah, and they've been playing it very well just to keep themselves alive. I've been... You know, this game's kind of just been so back and forth. Insomniacs has a little bit of a lead. They lose a big team fight. OSD gets a big lead. They lose a big team fight. And now here we are. Other than just sliver of health on mid-fort, structurally identical. And right now, Shrine Channel being delayed from Insomniacs. Want to give time for Mouth to soften up that bruiser. Looks like they're thinking about the invade, so they'll go ahead and cap it now. And this is actually potentially a big fight in the top lane to secure control of the top lane, which is actually where OSD is a little bit weak at the moment.
They're definitely keeping up neck and neck with that XP, though.
Yeah, they are. Rotations are strong. Ooh, trying to get on to Sheath. Sheath power slide away, though. Mythale already in the bot lane, getting that Genji soaking up the mid. Both teams racing to 16. And it looks like we could be seeing a flank.
Bye, bitch.
Nope. Oh, Crazy Ivan gonna be able to get away. No dismount. Missed Ancient Spear there. But we're gonna see just a slow drop back on the side of OSD as they go to clear up that top bruiser camp. And both Siege probably just going to be traded out here. Without Jaina there, I certainly don't expect an invade. As Mouth comes down to clean up bottom lane. Mouth about to finish that quest, and that's actually going to help him burn down camps a bit quicker. Potentially help him on the boss. Not a huge amount, but, you know, still helps a bit. Ooh, Sonya engaging before the rest of the team is there. A little bit of a risky situation. Jaina's not there yet, though, and this is a 5v4 situation. Brute comes in, barely misses Sheath, though. Good disengage on the side of OSD while Jaina was off clearing top bruisers. 16 talents picked up by both teams as the Shrine phase starts.
And we do see Malfurion going Revitalize, having that Innervate also.
And Sheath actually getting rooted, taking a lot of damage. There's the poke onto Sheath. Silent Shoe on the back line, trying to create havoc, but there's just a lot of sustain. Both teams wanting to fight over this mid. No one channeling on the top. Ooh, and there's a bad stun on the Corgi Booty. Oh, but there's the Divine Shield with the Tormented Souls and a huge mosh. And the turnaround is absolutely massive with the Ring of Frost from Jaina. Sonya's the next to fall. So our Salesman's going to go down. Now Furion's going to go down. Rhaegar's going to go down. This is a 5-man team wipe. And once again, Corgi Booty was the target, and once again, it was a huge jebaited with the mosh on the backside. And this is a boss going straight to the wall. Yeah, I know. He's loving that team fight as much as I am.
Oh my god, and like I said, with that timing on the boss, it couldn't have been more perfect for them to keep up with that.
I'm from West Virginia, chat. I can't speak words. It's Mathael. That's all I can say.
Mathael.
Mathael. Anyway, I can't say the word fur. I say fur instead of four. I can't say the word tour. I say tour all the time, and it's tour. Just you have to deal with it. We all have our miseries in life, and this is yours, Twitch chat. Defense coming in. We do have Mathael right now soaking the top. Hasn't started channeling that. Well, has started channeling top shine. Hasn't finished it yet. But the boss gonna draw a lot of attention. Boss gonna secure the bot keep wall. Trying to get onto Kina. Kina now getting body blocked by that Diablo. There's the root. And that is Uther gonna go down. So it's something. It's something for Insomniacs.
Oh yeah, and having Corgi Booty in that top lane, that was exactly the fight they needed in order to get that stutter res going.
And ultimately, as that could have been a lot worse for Insomniacs. A 5-man team wipe this late in the game, and they don't lose a keep. Yes, they lose a lot top and mid, but they have all their keeps standing. There's no catapults. And now they have a potential to get some map control and start trying to even up this experience on the race to 20. As Sonya is invading and taking the left-hand side siege giants. Now, whole team coming down just to make sure that there are no ideas to be had on the side of OSD. Ooh,
Corgi Booty wanting to be just as aggressive.
Speaking of ideas, there are ideas being had on the side of OSD, as looks like Jaina just going to be a little bit of a ward there for a second. Corgi Booty deciding against it, just deciding to get these bruisers pushed in onto keep and force a response by Insomniacs. Uther now back up, it's 5v5. Level 20 gonna be had here quite a bit earlier on the side of OSD. Let's see if they're able to do anything with it. This is still a big map, so there's a lot of ways to soak without getting into fights. But I want to see OSD get aggressive here with this advantage that they're going to pick up in just a microsecond.
Well, and just looking at Dawning's build as well, I am a little biased with Northern exposure compared to that root talent. I think the root's fantastic, especially against people like Diablo and Sonya. Just stops them from advancing really well.
And now, obviously, we're seeing OSD. They're looking for the fight. They're just trying to make it uncomfortable. But it seems Insomniac's going to be happy to just rotate. Now, there is going to be the solo temple top, so that's going to take out top keep almost instantly. And it's not going to be standing more than a few seconds. Whereas Insomniac's still scrambling, trying to find level 20, as the first keep game is going to drop. But Insomniac's wanting to maybe get some trade value up here. But this is already, we're seeing a push towards the core, trying to force a back on the side of Insomniacs. And the back is starting to come, but they actually move in for the core. OSD playing this aggressive, seeing the backs, though. They are going to back off. Really well played by them. I love that macro play. Force the back. Don't let them get the value. Although Sonya and Rhaegar still there. Twilight Dream trying to force the engage, but there's the Divine Shield. And this is a 3v2 fight, and Malfurion going to pay for it with his life. And now there's Dark Salesman. I don't know if the chase was the wise move there. Sonya trying to get this bot keep, but now the core actually is in danger. Sonya starting to be coming back towards the core. There's a 3-man mosh, though, and now Rhaegar going to pay for it with his life. Doesn't manage to get back to core. Sonya still has not managed to successfully be. The core is taking real damage, but down goes Genji, and down goes Uther. He does have the redemption. He will come back. Sheath does have Death Mosh as well, so watch out for that. The core is down to 50, but ETC now goes down with the Death Mosh onto Vala. Vala going to get stunned out here. Uther, but the core continues to drop, but now Uther goes down. He won't have the redemption this time, and Dawning tries to get the finish, but he doesn't. The core is down to 18%, but they don't manage to get it. What a fantastic core defense on the side of Insomniacs.
Oh my gosh. I was really, really worried Wienerheaven wasn't gonna make it back in time, but they managed to get it without him. That was fantastic.
And now do we see Insomniacs? Certainly I would expect them to go for the keep. With Genji
Yeah, I
up,
think
it's
they're
going to
gonna
be
grab
hard to
that
go for the
boss
core.
and
No,
they're
it looks
gonna
like they're going to go for the
finish.
boss. I actually like this play. It's a little bit slower, but you're definitely going to be able to secure a boss here without really any problems. Malf staying up top for the time being to push the lane. I don't know if he pushed it out far enough, though. We're going to have to watch for catapults on the core, because that core is just so low on health. Boss now being picked up here.
It's one of those decisions where you either choose to defend or you try to just bum rush and race.
Yeah, that catapult's going to get on the core quick, though. We'll see what happens. This has to be a race now on the side of Insomniacs. Malfurion does, in fact, back. So this is just going to be a 4-man push for the core here with the boss. Now, this keep is going to fall almost instantly. Sheath getting separated. Power slides out. Here comes some damage onto Czar Salesman and Dunkstick, taking quite a bit of poke. Corgi Booty, though, there's the Hellgate. Oh, but a great D-shield at the last second, and now the turnaround is here. Rhaegar gets the Ancestral, but a perfect touch of death, and then the Death Mosh gonna secure the kill onto Sonya, but the boss is onto the core now. Dunkstick still alive, using all of Sonya's survivability tools, but now Dunkstick does go down to Genji. Crazy Ivan, though, manages to kill Mathael. That's gonna keep the boss alive for just a bit of time. Crazy Ivan gonna start focusing the core, needs to be careful. Back calls are coming in. There goes Genji, going on to Vala, trying to get the kill. The boss has the core down to 50. Meanwhile, Diablo is back up, but Diablo just sitting in the base. I don't know if he knows he's alive. Crazy Ivan starting to back up. Both cores are so low, yet neither team has won the game yet.
Oh my gosh. This is going to come down to these last minute things again.
Wow, my goodness, this game. Well, here's the concern, though. The structural health on the side of Insomniacs is much, much, much lower. The mid keep has basically no health. The core has basically no health. The core has shields. It doesn't have health at this point. But both shrines going to be channeled because of the 3 kills that Crazy Ivan was able to get, and the fact that Crazy Ivan didn't die is just absolutely huge right now. But this is a situation where both cores are so low that I expect both teams to be very aggressive because they want to avoid the backdoor. Ooh, Czar Salesman not in a good position. Czar Salesman is not going to have souls here, I believe. His Hellgate up. Czar Salesman charging away. Here comes Kaiser, making sure Czar Salesman gets out of there. Good escape. It's going to be the last shots going over, but now there's... Oh, and I didn't even notice the catapults.
I was waiting until you were noticing. No, it wasn't the catapults. They stood on that bottom shrine, got it down to 4 with all those hits, yeah.
So both cores...
structural integrity is now on the side of Insomniacs with those channels.
Both cores are in a situation where if either team backdoors successfully, like without getting ganked immediately, they win the game. Period. If either team backdoors the game, like, at all, just goes to the core without the entire enemy team being there to defend, and even if the entire enemy team's there to defend, they could win the game. And I am just... Wow, we could not have a better game 3, and it looks like patience is over on the side of OSD. Knowing the situation, they're gonna potentially look to the core. They do see the bruiser. Here they go. Now heading straight for the core. Sonya heading to the core on the other side. Gonna try to get the trade. Malthael coming in with the Tormented Souls. Diablo doing everything he can to peel off the core, but the shields are down. It drops to 4. It drops to 0. And they do manage the backdoor, and they do win. And exactly what I thought would happen happened there. The first team to backdoor was the first team that won the game.
Absolutely, and I think if Sonya didn't get stopped by those minions, she might have just been on it that few seconds earlier, but doing it by herself, she was definitely at a disadvantage.
My goodness, what a series. What a just fantastic series, as Order of the Sleeping Dragon wins a skin-tight game number 3. Both teams had chances to end, both failed, and then Order of the Sleeping Dragon, they went for the backdoor first, and he who backdoors first, backdoors best. As we will take a break for a second, try to get an interview with a member of OSD. We'll see what we can do. We'll be right back. All right, and we are joined by the captain of Order of the Sleeping Dragon, Silent Shoe. Silent Shoe, how you guys feeling after that?
Relieved.
Yeah, that's a way to describe it. It was a very just back and forth 3-game series. I guess, I mean, you know, relief is part of it just from how long that series went, because it was 3 games that all went to the late game. But kind of like, I mean, what are your thoughts, I guess, after that just insane Game 3 we had, where both teams had less than 20% on the core, yet stopped from losing the game? Point.
Oh man. So that first push, I think we got a little hangry and went for kills we didn't need instead of focusing the core. That one, that was a bit of a heart stopper. And then they came back, did a really good push. And we almost missed catapults on the core, got down to 4%. Luckily, Corgi was able to take him out. After that, we were like, our siege is not fantastic, but it's only 13%. We have Divine Shield, Mosh Pit, Death Mosh, Redemption. Like, we have a lot of like mechanics post death, so we can just go for it. We saw the Sonya top, and we just kind of went for it, and we were able to take it down.
Yeah, it was an aggressive play. I mean, in that situation, I was talking during the cast. I was talking with Aura, and the kind of consensus was like whoever dives the core first wins the game. So I love the aggressive play to just go for it. It was a well executed dive. You know, you cleared the core without really any worry of it getting too close. Kind of walk me through how did you guys, you know, in game 2 on Infernal Shrines, you guys, you know, it was back and forth, and then you lost that late game team fight and lost the game. And then you guys went to Sky Temple. Was that to try to get it back into a macro type game, or was that just because that's more of a comfort shot calling? Like, what was your thought process in taking map rather than first pick there?
Definitely, we wanted to go to a more macro style, like Insomniac. They love team fights. That's what they do. So we just wanted to make sure, like, even if we are having to sacrifice something, there's something else we can win on. Like, we're doing a pretty okay job on Infernal Shrines. Like, that's their turf, and we just kind of got a little jumpy that late game fight. If we just waited for 20, I think we would have been okay.
Yeah, there were a couple early ults there too, and Insomniacs just well. But overall, I mean, you know, the talk coming into the series was this was going to be macro versus team fight, and that series, I mean, it delivered. That narrative really played through, but ultimately your guys' macro came out on top. So now, You're no longer Division B semifinalists. You're Division B finalists. What do you guys need to do to make that champions?
Man, we just need to play our game really. Like, I think we prepare really well for opponents, so we'll just keep doing that. And people will kind of have an image of us that I think we can use to our advantage from previous active games. So that's the big plan there. I don't remember. I like the two teams that are potential for us.
It's Drop Dead
Tower.
Gorgeous
Yeah.
and Alaska are in the other semifinal tomorrow.
Yeah, they were both earlier in the season for us, so whichever one wins, we're gonna have some catching up to do on what they like to do.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have been just one of the most improved teams throughout the season. You guys have just been on an absolute tear. You've been just scary in Division B. So, and I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see just that continued drive to improve. And with that, I just want to say one last thing. Best of luck into the final series. Aura, do you have any questions?
No, you pretty much covered it. I mean, it's gonna be a great final. It was a fantastic semifinal, much anticipated, and to go to a game 3 was unbelievable.
And with that, then, Silent Shoe, do you have any shoutouts?
Yeah, I want to shout out my sister who watched this. She's bringing us good luck in the playoffs. Also, shout out to Lost. He did a hell of a job for us early in the season. He kind of switched to a new role. I know we had to make a change, but big shout out to you, as well as all our fans watching. And also shout out to Alaska, because if they win and they face us, it's a win-win, because if we lose, we still get to hear their sexy voices in an interview. So win-win. Sorry, Drop Dead Gorgeous. You guys have the best name in Division B, though, for sure.
All right. Well, thanks for that. With that, we will end this cast. It was an absolute pleasure to cast. Aura, thanks for doing it with me.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Silent Shoe, congratulations once again. Best of luck in the finals. We can't wait for it. We'll see you next time on the Nexus Gaming series. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care.